Fido.
My name is Yusaku Hasegawa. I'm a 28-year-old freelance designer who works from home. I'm busy with work, but I'm always at home, so I'm doing all the cleaning and laundry as well. I'm fairly busy every day, but if I think about my lovely wife, I can push forward. Or that's what I thought. I met my wife, Ayaka, when we were in college. She was bright and free, and I really hit it off with her. We started dating. After graduating, she went into insurance sales, and I went into a small designer company. We started living together, and life was great. At 25, we put in our marriage papers. Life was amazing, but I was getting tired of my workplace relationships. But I liked my job, so I decided to go freelance. I knew quite a few people in the business, so they helped me make the connections needed to not really experience much of a hit to my wallet. I just didn't like the office environment, so I did great work at home. However, things started to spiral out of control at home.
I'm home. Yusaku, is the bath ready?
I haven't prepped it yet.
What? I told you! I want it ready by the time I get home!
Sorry, I didn't expect you to get home so early. I had work too.
Whatever.
After I started working from home, Ayaka basically expected me to do all the housework. She also started coming home very late all of a sudden. When I asked her why, she said that she had business stuff she had to take care of, and she ran to her room as soon as she got home.
Hey, you haven't even finished the laundry? You're always at home doing nothing, so why don't you actually take care of something for once?
I said I have work! I'm tired too, so why don't we just both cooperate?
No. Don't put me in the same group as you. I actually go to work and work hard all day.
I know you say work late, but why is it so late? Your phone is ringing. Wait, whose phone is this?
Oh, this is my company phone. It was handed out to everyone a little while ago. It's probably got nothing to do with you. What with not going to a company at all? Hello? Oh, hey.
Who calls this late at night for work? I started getting worried and uncomfortable with her behavior. I wanted to start digging, but I don't want to start a fight. So I was just avoiding her. But one night, she came home past 12 in the morning, and she seemed extremely drunk. You okay?
I'm fine.
She said she had a party at work. But do you really have to get this drunk? If you're out with a client, you probably shouldn't get drunk to where you lose control.
Either way, I'm going to be going on a business trip next month.
Oh? Where are you going?
Tell me. I gotta handle the business for the hotel and whatnot. I'm just that good at my job.
I see.
I'm gonna be gone from Wednesday to Sunday next month, so you better make sure to keep the house clean and stuff.
You're going away for 4 days on your first business trip?
What? You think I'm gonna do something suspicious?
No, that's not what I mean.
Look at this! It's all there!
She started showing me papers from her company telling her to go on her business trip. It confirmed the dates and location of her business trip.
There, you satisfied? I'm tired, so I'm going to bed. So I'm probably gonna be hungover tomorrow, so make me some miso soup or something.
Hey, at least hang your coat up! I looked at the papers on the table now. My mind was racing. Something's just so weird. Once again, from her coat pocket, I heard that phone ringing. She was knocked out cold in her room. Maybe it was urgent. I took the phone when the phone stopped ringing. A text message showed up. Did everything go well with the client? Boss? This late? I wanted to check the phone out, so I unlocked it. I tried her birthday, cause what the hell. And it actually opened. She's always been kind of a simpleton when it comes to this sort of thing. Her previous messages were all just about tomorrow's meeting, this or client that. The phone calls were almost always her boss, Nakamura, and she had a lot of meetings late at night on her schedule. Who needs to go to a meeting at 9 p.m.? Is this some kind of weird... When I opened the mail from Nakamura-san that he sent today... No way! It was very clear she might be having an affair. Honestly, I wanted to smack her ass up now, but this wasn't enough evidence for me. Whatever the case, I took screenshots of all the important looking things and started my investigation. I was going to let her be free for a little. I just did the chores while I investigated and pretended not to care about her work. My investigation went smoothly, and I found about some things that made my stomach churn. But I pretended to not know and continued about my day. It was finally Wednesday, the day she was going out on her trip.
Alright, I'm heading out. Make sure you keep the house clean while I'm gone.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, bye.
You be careful at night, too.
Night? I mean, I'll be careful, but do the chores.
See ya. She headed out to her trip. You're not coming home, though. The Friday that I've been waiting for. I headed out of the house and to a certain location. I was making my finishing touches. I met up with some people and waited for the two to arrive. A few hours later...
Woo! Finally, we're at the hot springs.
True. Let's take a shower first, then. Hey! You guys are late!
What?
Who the hell are you guys?
Hey, honey. What's going on?
You're kidding!
Yasaku? What are you doing here?
You're supposed to be home! You could tell the two were pale-faced in the dimly lit night. I mean, who wouldn't be a little nervous when running into your husband and wife during your little adultery getaway? This is... It's no surprise that Nakamura would be afraid. This is the room next door to the room they had reserved.
It's too early to be surprised. Go inside.
As I swung the door open...
Why is everyone here?
Dad? Mom? The manager?
Ayaka, do you know what you've done?
The room had both of their relatives, along with the manager at their office. It almost looked like they were ready to pounce on them. They all took their time to show up. It was annoying to have to deal with everyone individually.
Deal with?
Well, you're going to pretend that you don't know what I'm talking about, but I know you're having an affair. And we're going to talk about your work ethic, too.
No, this isn't what it seems.
We're not having an affair!
How could you possibly say that?
We've already done our research on you two. There's no talking your way out of this. After looking at her phone, I gathered as much evidence as I could. First, I asked the PI to follow her, and I also had Nakamura investigated. I contacted their workplace without telling them, and the manager said he'd help us out. Thanks to the PI, I was able to get Nakamura's wife's number. At first, we were going to go out with just the two of us, but then the manager who found out about everything said, "This is one of the oldest clients that we're sending them to. I can't believe they would choose that location to have an affair. Let me talk to the owner of the hotel." He was able to get a room next door thanks to the owner's help. By the way, some relatives who found out about this also showed up to watch. Let's start with the first piece of evidence.
Wait, I still have some things I want to ask.
How did I find out?
Well...
This. The papers from your office. I thought they were weird.
Well, the company...
Sir, can you show me the real papers? Sure. Oh shit! The real papers were for a 2-night stay, but for some reason, the paper that was handed to me said 4 nights of stay. What's going on, Nakamura-san? Why are you asking me? Because you're the one that ordered this, right? I saw the email. What? When I opened the mail, there were 2 PDFs attached. One was for the office, and it said that there would be 2 nights of stay. The other was for client eyes only, and it was what I had received from Ayaka. They had kindly attached the URL to the hotel as well. I'm not sure if they were smart or stupid. Nakamura-san's wife, Akemi-san, also received the forged documents, and I'm sure they thought they could fool us. You even used some code words just to talk about us. Your business meetings were when you wanted to go to hotels, and the clients were your significant others, right?
You might think you're hiding in plain sight, but no one has meetings every day from 9 p.m. How dare you? You don't have any proof. This vacation was just a business meeting. It wasn't like we did anything.
Yeah, you can have meetings at 9 p.m. I was just helping her out.
I'm sure you don't understand because you're always at home doing nothing. But that's normal for people with regular jobs.
That's rude. I showed them paperwork that the manager had prepared for me. This is the GPS log for the phones that we hand out in the office. According to the manager, he trusted most of the employees, so he never had to bother checking. But he knew that there was enough suspicion here to check the 2 employees' logs. It looks like they often went into hotels when they were going on outside sales. Of course, I told the PI to look into it, and he was kind enough to take some photos. I didn't need to bother presenting those, though. I work from home, so maybe I'm just not well versed. But is it normal for someone to go into a hotel with a coworker during work hours?
That's,
We're done for! So, if you still want proof, I can look at the days that you were late coming home to the days that you were on your sales meetings.
Please stop. I'm sorry. I was wrong.
I'm so sorry! The 2 were done. They looked pale and froze up. The room was lit up with screams from all parties, left and right. They were completely shunned by their relatives. Ayaka was begging me and Nakamura, his wife, but of course, both of us presented our divorce papers. Oh, by the way, there's no point in coming home. Your stuff is gone.
Huh?
You said to clean up while you were gone.
But...
You guys have fun in your hotels. We left the crying pair in the room and let the relatives handle the rest. Akemi-san and I walked out, victorious. Afterwards, I officially divorced Ayaka and sued her for damages. Apparently, Akemi-san's side also went smoothly, and Nakamura was chased out of the house. Of course, their actions were a big problem in the company too. Apparently, Nakamura was a relative of one of the members that started the company, so he used that as a way to do whatever he wanted to. Some groups of people that thought this was a problem swiftly took care of that. The manager also took an active part in all of this, and they were punished. The fact that they used company phones, the fact that they had fun while on company hours, the fact that they forged company documents, they were terminated. They were now jobless and being sued, so their lives were now in danger. Ayaka called me a few times asking for help, but I ignored her after the first call. I told her that if she came by the house, then I would ask the courts to issue a restraining order, so she needed to stay the hell away from the house. I didn't expect her to argue, but she ended up going to her parents in the end, but they didn't want to put up with her either. Now she's been couch surfing at friends' houses, but who knows how long that'll last. I, on the other hand, have been enjoying life alone. If anything, I've been working harder than before. I don't want to thank them, but I'm making more money than before. It helped that I was single, but for a while, I want to focus on my work. One day, I hope that I will meet a wonderful woman, but I think I'm just gonna stay single for a little while. I think it will be a minute before finding the woman of my dreams.
I'm Yuka Hori. I'm 27. I work for this big tech firm. I was in the planning department. When I started working here, there weren't a lot of women here, so I was a bit nervous, but it actually worked toward my advantage. I was doing pretty well. Then, just the other day, they put me on this really big project. I was the only woman on the team, and I was the youngest one there. It wasn't going to be easy, but this was a great opportunity for me. I was really excited about it. But then, everyone else on the team was in their 30s or 40s. I was the only woman on the team, and I don't think they liked me very much. Especially the leader, Mr. Hamemoto. So my wife was all up in my face and stuff. I wish she'd keep her mouth shut and stick to housework. Excuse me?
What do you want?
The presentation is coming up soon, so we should start preparing. Huh?
Ugh. This is why I hate women.
Uh...
Good ideas come from casual conversations like this. You understand what I'm saying?
But...
I'm trying to lighten up the mood as the team leader. Do I really have to spell it out for you? I don't know why they put you on this team. You're just gonna slow us down.
So, yeah, he wasn't very nice to me. He always looked down on me for being a woman. But the other women in the company, they were counting on me. I didn't want to let them down, so I just kept at it. Our first presentation to the higher-ups was just around the corner. We had multiple meetings to come up with ideas, but they never listened to me.
Break time! Let's go smoke!
What? You just took a break a few minutes ago.
Shut up! This is how you come up with ideas. Go make some coffee for us, will you?
Oh, do it yourself.
Whatever. You're useless.
Ugh. Whenever I got upset, I went to the ladies' room to calm my nerves. It was the only place I could get away. Oh, and I also had a friend. Hey there! Miss Matsurata, hey! Her name was Miss Matsurata. She was the janitor here. She's been working here for years now. Everyone in the company knew about her. The CEO of the company treated the janitors the same as the full-time employees. He believed that cleanliness played a major role in the company's success. Their job was as important as any other. In the monthly company meetings, the janitorial department reported their progress just like all the other departments. Thanks for always keeping this place clean. Of course! You're so sweet. I wish everyone was like you. Huh? But all I ever do is complain. Don't worry about it. I enjoy talking to you. Thanks. Talking to her helped me calm my nerves, but everyone on the team was still acting like idiots. They weren't doing anything. The presentation was in a few days, but they didn't seem to care. I got no choice. A few days later, I came up with an idea on my own and presented it to Mr. Hamamoto. I wrote up a report and everything. Then...
Not bad.
Really? Thank you. Finally.
Here, give me the flash drive. I'll do the rest. I'll do all the talking, so keep your mouth shut. Got it?
What? But I came up with the idea. Why can't I...
Listen, you're a young woman. Nobody's going to listen to you. This will only work if they hear it coming from me. You understand what I'm saying to you?
What's wrong with him?
And what is this? A report? You don't need all this crap.
What are you doing?
Taking out the trash.
Hey!
I never liked your attitude. I want you off the team. If you promise to keep your mouth shut and stick to grunt work, you can stay.
I didn't even know what to say anymore. But if I give up now, what kind of example would I be setting? A lot of people were counting on me and I didn't want to let them down. I just have to tough it out. My time will come. I wanted to scream, but I kept my mouth shut and agreed to his terms.
That's more like it.
Just be patient. Stay calm. It was really stressful, though. One day, I was in the ladies' room. I let out a big sigh. Hey there, I wanted to ask you something. Wow, what happened? You okay? No, not really. I couldn't take it anymore, so I told her everything that happened. Then he threw out my report. Can you believe it? Oh dear, I'm so sorry to hear that. But don't you worry, I got you. Huh? This guy Hamamoto, he's gonna get fired in no time. Huh? Just remember, I'll always have your back. Okay, dear? Okay. Then the big day was here. It was time to give the presentation to the higher-ups. Mr. Hamamoto started talking on stage. He didn't change a thing. It was the exact same presentation I gave to him a few days ago, but my name was nowhere to be found. He took all the credit.
Wonderful! Good job, Hamamoto.
The higher-ups loved it. But then, the CEO said something unexpected.
Miss Hori, did you have any part in this?
Actually, this was my...
Sir, I came up with the idea myself, but we worked as a team to put it all together.
Hey! I tried to say something, but then... Excuse me, sorry to interrupt. What the...
Hey, get out of here! We're having a meeting!
Actually, that's why I'm here.
Hamamoto, settle down. Mrs. Matsudaira, what are you talking about?
Well, I was sorting the trash and I found this. She took out the report. It was the one Mr. Hamamoto threw out. He accidentally threw it out in the non-combustible bin. It looked important, so I thought you might want to say this.
What the? May I?
Of course, here you go.
This is the exact same presentation, but it's got Hori's name on it. Well,
Well, I gotta go. Miss Matsurata.
Well, she came up with the original idea, and I helped her out with it.
Seriously?
She was a real asset to the team, yeah. Hamamoto, do you really expect me to believe that? You tried to take all the credit, didn't you? We're going to have a long talk after this. I'm sorry, sir.
The executives liked my idea, so they gave us the green light. Mr. Hamamoto was devastated, but I didn't care. I went to go see Miss Maserata right away. Hey, thank you so much! You saved me back there! Of course, dear, it was the least I could do. I thought about telling them beforehand, but that worked like a charm. Yeah, talk about good timing. He'll get a demotion for sure. It's such a relief. Hold on, it's not over yet. Huh? I told you, he's gonna get fired. But fired over this? I don't know. Trust me, dear, I got an idea, but I'll need your help. A few days later, I was in front of the ladies' room with Miss Matsudara. Okay now, pick up the trash and come in like you always do, ready? Okay. Okay then, here we go. Action! Pick up the trash then. Hello. Thank you always for your service. Got it. Phew. You're a pretty good actor. I think we got everything we need. She wanted me to help her with this video. The CEO asked her to make a video about garbage disposal rules in the company for the next company meeting. And she wanted me to play the part of the good employee. So, should I play the bad employee next? Oh, no worries, I already got that covered. Huh? Thanks for your help. I'll see you at the company meeting. A few days later, we were all at the company meeting. The CEO was once again talking about the importance of cleanliness. Then, it was Miss Masudara's turn to talk.
We're making a few changes to the company garbage disposal rules starting next month. So I asked the janitorial department to make a video. Pay attention, guys. Okay, Mrs. Matsudaira. It's all yours.
Okay then, first let me show you a good example. Then she played the video. I was up on the big screen. It was kind of embarrassing, but I didn't mind. As you can see here, just a little thank you can make all the difference. She seems really excited today for some reason. Okay, so a round of applause for Miss Hori. Thank you for your help. Okay, up next, let's take a look at a bad example. For this one, we got Mr. Hamamoto to help us out. Huh?
What?
Let's play the tape. It was a video of him breaking garbage disposal rules and kicking the cleaning sign you see in front of the bathrooms every now and then. I looked at Mr. Hamamoto. His face started to pale. How terrible! Next, let's go over the rules about smoking. There was a video of a bunch of people smoking in the smoking room. Mr. Hamamoto looked upset, but there was no sound. What's he so mad about? Let's turn up the volume, shall we?
Stop! Ugh, Hori! That stupid bitch! Why does she have to ruin everything for me?
The date. It was the day of my presentation. And the video went on and on like this. It was basically Mr. Hamamoto being rude and disrespectful to everyone. Everyone there was shocked. And the CEO? His face was turning red. He was furious. Well, that's it for my presentation. By the way, all the footage you just saw is real. Hopefully you can all learn something from his mistakes. Well, that's all. Mr. CEO, the stage is yours.
Hamamoto? What is the meaning of this? Well, sir. Do you have anything to say for yourself? Apologize! Right now! I'm truly sorry. What's wrong with him?
He makes me sick.
Miss Hori, would you like to say a few words about the project?
Oh, okay.
You were the only woman on the project. Tell us about your experience.
Okay. So I got up on stage and started talking. I told them how they didn't listen to me because I was a woman. I told them all the horrible things Mr. Hamamoto said to me.
Miss Hori, thank you for sharing. I had no idea, but I should have. I'm truly sorry.
Sir.
Hamamoto? Yes, sir! Like I always say, those who can't clean can't do anything right. Thank you for proving my point. Huh? Well, there's only one thing left you can do for our company. What? You're fired! Apologize to everyone and get the hell out of here! Now! I'm sorry!
And so the meeting was finally over. I went to go talk to Miss Masudara right away. So that's why you didn't need me for the bad example clip. Yeah, the thing is, he's been causing us a lot of trouble, even before you told me about him. Turns out Mr. Hamamoto had been doing things like this for a while now. So they decided to expose him in front of everyone at the company meeting. I had no idea he was this bad, and I can't believe you actually got him fired. Well, it's our job to take out the trash, so if you ever need anything, just let me know. Thank you. A few days later, Mr. Hamamoto left the company. But the CEO kept digging. A few weeks later, the other members of the team who sided with Mr. Hamamoto also got fired. So I was basically the only one left. We had to look for new members to join the team. Then, hello everyone, I'm Yukahori. I'm the new project leader. They put me in charge of the entire project. We hand-selected the best people for the job, regardless of gender or age. As a result, the project was a big success. It gave my career a boost, and it really put things in perspective for all of us. And that wasn't all. Everyone started cleaning up after themselves after that meeting. Oh, good to hear. I guess, but we got nothing to do anymore, you know? It's kinda boring. Know anyone else like Mr. Hamamoto? It's our job to take out the trash, so if you need someone gone, just let me know. Huh? Just kidding. I'm glad she's on my side. Anyways, it was a rough couple of months, but glad everything worked out.
I'm Keigo Sato. Growing up, it was just me and my mom. My dad was up to his neck in debt. But one day, he just left, leaving us with all his debt. It was pretty tough for us, but my mom worked hard day and night to put food on the table. I wanted to help, so I wasn't planning on going to high school. I was gonna get a job right after middle school. But my mom said,
You can't do that! You have to go to high school!
I really wanted to help her financially, but she wouldn't let me do that. She told me I had to go to high school no matter what. So I studied really hard and got accepted to one of the best high schools in the country on a full scholarship. Not having to pay tuition was a big plus for us. And Mom
Oh, I'm so proud of you!
was really proud of me. Finally, things were starting to go our way. But then, I didn't get along with my classmates. Some of them made fun of me for not having a dad, and being there on a full scholarship didn't help either. They started singling me out. I had no friends or anyone I could talk to. But I didn't tell my mom. I didn't want to worry her. During recess, I studied outside by myself. I had to keep my grades up, but I couldn't focus in the classroom, so this was the only way. But then, one day, my mom collapsed at work and got rushed to the emergency room. The doctor said she had to be hospitalized for a while. So I decided to drop out of school and get a job. I started looking for a desk job in the city. A few months later, I finally got an offer from this company that sold nursing care products. The pay wasn't that good, but I was just a 16-year-old kid with no work experience, so I couldn't complain. When I told my mom the good news, she congratulated me, but she looked kinda upset. She probably felt bad that I dropped out of high school for her. Well, in that case, there was only one thing I could do. I'm gonna work my ass off and become a respected member of society and make her proud. There was a lot of work to do, even for a newbie like me. They asked me to photocopy documents, check for missing pages, order office supplies, and so on. It was mostly grunt work at first, but it kept me really busy. And it made me feel like I was part of the team. I didn't get to help with big projects and stuff, but I was still part of the team. And if I kept at it, I was sure they'd give me a chance. I decided to be patient. But even after 6 months, nothing changed. All I did was make photocopies and make coffee. So I decided to talk to my boss, Mr. Kitami. I've been here for 6 months now. Is there anything I can do other than make photocopies and make coffee?
Eh? What are you talking about? That's your job.
I'm sorry.
You want more work? Fine. Here.
Then he kicked over the trash can. I didn't know what to say. I didn't want to make him angrier, so I started picking up the trash. Then he said to me,
Wait. You think you can make it big if you work hard and keep at it? Is that it?
Yeah.
Ah, I see. You got this whole thing wrong. Look, You're just here to do grunt work, okay? Nobody cares about you. And you didn't even go to high school, right? This is what happens when you don't study.
I was speechless.
Well, if you want more work, fine. I can certainly help you with that.
Then things started to get even worse for me. Mr. Kitami started picking on me. Every time he was upset about something, he took it out on me.
This tastes ass! Make it again!
What?
You wanna quit? Fine by me. Remember, we don't need you.
I'm sorry. I'll go make another one. It was tough. But I didn't even have a GED. This was the only job I had. And if I gave up now, what would my mom think? I just had to keep at it. But Mr. Kitami didn't like that. He kept picking on me, and it was getting worse by the day. He started dumping his workload on me. It was way too much work for one person, but he didn't care. And the other employees were enjoying this too. Nobody even tried to help me. But I was used to this. It was high school all over again. And I felt better whenever I saw my mom.
How's work, dear?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm still learning.
I see. Well, keep at it. Hard work always pays off.
I don't know. Hopefully. But then, many years later, something unexpected happened.
What? Are we gonna lose our jobs?
What? Apparently someone bought our company. I didn't think anybody was losing their jobs. I didn't know the details, but apparently, we were gonna be under new management. A few days later, the new CEO arrived at the office. His name was Mr. Mihashi. He was young, but very confident. On his first week here, he interviewed all the employees to see who was good at what. This was my chance. Maybe if I tell him about the situation I'm in, he might give me a chance. Maybe he'll talk to Mr. Kitami for me. Then things might finally get better for me. I was really looking forward to this interview. But then, Mr. Kitami came up to me and said,
Just to be clear, you better not say anything to him. Try anything, and you're gone.
Okay.
Hey, who knows? He might fire you himself. Who needs a high school dropout anyways, right?
I guess he had a point. I didn't even have my GED. Maybe he wouldn't even listen to me. And if Mr. Kitami said anything bad about me, he'd probably believe him. It was his word against mine, and he was much older than me, so this is hopeless. I thought this might be my chance, but I guess not. Nothing ever goes my way. Oh well, there's nothing I can do about it. A few hours later, it was time for my interview. The CEO seemed happy to see me, but I didn't know what to tell him. He saw the look on my face. He seemed a bit worried. So, could you introduce yourself? I'm Keigo Sato. I'm 19, and I've been working here for 4 years. I'm just a chore boy.
19? And you've been here for 4 years?
Yeah, I dropped out of high school. He froze up for a second. He's probably gonna fire me. Maybe I should just quit. I was ready to give it all up, but then...
Wait. Are you that kid who used to sit behind the building during recess?
Huh?
You're all grown up. I didn't recognize you. It's me, the janitor.
What? You mean it all started coming back to me? A few months before I dropped out, one day I was studying behind the building to get away from my classmates. Then I ran into him.
What are you doing here? You skipping class?
No.
Don't look at me like that. I'm the janitor here. I'm supposed to be working, but... What are you up to?
My classmates pick on me, so it was kind of weird at first, but we started hanging out behind the school. We didn't know anything about each other, but that was actually kind of nice. We talked about random stuff. Sometimes he helped me out with my homework. He was the only person that treated me like a human being. He was the only friend I had there. But then my mom got sick, so I had to say goodbye. Hey, I gotta quit school.
What happened? You want to talk about it? I'm here, kid.
Well, my mom... I couldn't stop crying. I never cried in front of anyone. not even my mom. But I just couldn't hold it in. I told him everything. All the feelings I had bottled up inside me just came bursting out. But talking to him helped out a lot. It helped me move on. Then, on my last day, I said to him, "It won't be easy, but I'm gonna work really hard and make my mom proud, so wish me luck. Good luck to you too."
Thanks, kid.
That was the last conversation we had. I thought I'd never see him again, but
This is unbelievable! What are the odds, huh?
he was really excited to see me. He looked like a completely different person, but it was him all right. And now, he was the CEO.
I've been looking for you, kid.
Really?
Yeah. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here today.
Then, he started telling me about how he became the janitor at my high school. His father owned a company. His upbringing was very tough. His father wanted him to be the next CEO, so he made him study really hard. Then, he got into one of the best high schools in the country. It was the same school I got into. Then he got into a good university and got a degree in business. Then he started working for his father, but they had a big disagreement about the direction of the company. The company was in trouble, so Mr. Mihashi came up with some ideas on how to make things more efficient, but his father didn't listen to him. He kept trying to convince him, but eventually, he just gave up and left the company. Then one day, he ran into his old teacher from high school. When he told him about what happened, he offered him a job at his old high school, and that's how he ended up becoming the janitor. But he hated his job. He spent most of his days behind the building, playing with his phone. A few years later, his mom called him and told him that his father was sick, and the company was in a lot of trouble. She asked him to help them out, but he didn't want anything to do with them, so he said no. Then he ran into me. At first, he just talked to me to kill some time, but when I told him about my situation, he was shocked. "You were just a kid, but you were gonna drop out of high school to help out your mother." Hearing that, it made me feel like an idiot, you know? You really opened my eyes. After I left, he quit his job and went back to see his father and made peace with him. Then he went back to work for his company. After years of hard work, he was able to get the company back on its feet. Then they decided to expand their business by buying other companies. A few months later, they decided to buy our company. So my life story inspired him to do all that? I had no idea.
It's an honor to be working with you, kid. This is wonderful. It's like a dream come true.
Thank you, sir. The pleasure's all mine. But then, when he asked me about my job, I couldn't say much. He was the CEO, and I was still the chore boy. I didn't know what to say. But then, he looked over at me with those gentle eyes and said,
Hey, if there's anything you want to talk about, I'm right here.
"I'm sorry! It's just that I've been working really hard and I couldn't stop crying. I told him everything. I told him how the other employees picked on me and how they treated me like a servant. I couldn't stop talking. He just sat there and listened to me. After I was finally finished, he got up and told his secretary to call Mr. Kitami to the office. "Sir?"
Don't worry, I got your back.
Mr. Kitami came to the office. He started asking him some questions. Mr. Kitami denied everything I said. He said he was just doing his job as my boss. Then he said it was tough love. I couldn't take it anymore. "But you poured coffee on me! How do you explain that?"
Shut up, errand boy! I didn't mean to... I've heard enough. You think it's okay to treat people like this, huh? We don't need people like you in this company. Apologize to my friend and get out. Never come back here again.
"But sir..."
Zip it! Get your stuff and go, now! You want to sue me? Fine. But I want you out! Get out of here!
He wanted him gone. There was nothing Mr. Kitami could say now. He believed everything I told him. He trusted me. And he called me his friend. It was nice to have someone on my side for a change. Then he went around the office and told everyone to apologize to me. He then told everyone about me. How I dropped out of school for my family. How I ended up here. how we met each other back in high school? After that, everyone apologized to me for the way they treated me. They finally understood my situation. And that meant a lot to me. Mr. Mihashi worked in the same room as us. He didn't work out of the president's office like most CEOs did. And he didn't care much about the level of education or your past accomplishments. Instead, he put a lot of emphasis on results and personal character when evaluating his employees. Under his management, the company grew even bigger. Employee morale improved significantly. Needless to say, Mr. Kitami was long gone. He actually came back a few times, begging Mr. Mihashi for his job back, but he never said yes. He kept begging me for forgiveness too, but I just couldn't do it, so he had no choice but to quit. He was having a pretty rough time finding work, but oh well, not my problem. Then, a year later, Mr. Mihashi and I were at the hospital visiting my mom. We had some great news for her.
Wow, so you're his secretary now.
He gave me a big promotion. I was now his secretary.
He's brilliant, ma'am. He's the best secretary ever. I'm really proud of him.
Good to hear. I'm proud of him too. Great job, honey.
Oh, stop it, you two. Anyways, it was a rough couple of years, but glad everything worked out.
I'm Fuko Koga. I recently got a divorce. My ex-husband was having an affair, so now I was a single mom. I wasn't sure if I could raise a child on my own, so I decided to head back to my hometown to live with my grandfather. My parents died in a car accident when I was a kid, so he was the only family I had. My grandpa was a really laid-back person.
Taishi, you want to go to the farm with me?
Yeah, I'll help you with your crops.
Ah, thank you, Taishi. You're a good boy.
He took great care of my son Tayashi. He was a lifesaver. His wife passed away 10 years ago, but he thought about her every single day. He always brought fresh flowers he grew to her altar. He was such a loving person. I loved him very much. Then one day, he told me about one of his neighbors.
A few months ago, this single mom moved into the neighborhood.
Oh, really? I had no idea. I hope I can be friends with her.
Oh, I don't know.
He said with a frown on his face. He said this woman was kind of rude and ill-mannered.
She parks where she's not supposed to, and she's always stealing my crops. I don't know what to do about her.
Oh, that's horrible. You want me to talk to her?
I don't know. It's okay. No worries.
Said my grandpa.
Let's just give her some time. Maybe it'll get better.
Hold on. She lives in the neighborhood, right? Does she know about,
Oh, I don't think so.
He said with a sad frown on his face. Then one day, I headed outside to go to the grocery store. Grandpa was looking after Tayashi for me. But then, this car pulled up and parked in the middle of the road. Then this woman got out of the car. Hey, you can't park here.
Huh? What do you mean? There's nothing around here. What's the big deal?
She probably doesn't know. Well, I better explain things to her. Well, the thing is, I tried to be as friendly as possible, but then...
Whatever, I gotta go. Bye, old lady.
What did you just call me? I didn't know what to say. Then she walked away before I could say anything. When I got home that afternoon, my grandpa looked upset. Hey, what's the matter?
Oh, someone stole my crops again.
What?
The thief took everything. I think it was that woman I was telling you about.
I was thinking the same thing. It was definitely that ill-mannered woman I met earlier today. Hey, I actually saw her today. I told him about what happened earlier today.
I see. I wish I had some proof that it was her, though.
Yeah, we knew it was her, but we didn't have any proof. A few days later, Tayashi and I were hanging out in the backyard. Oh, who's that? She must have wandered in. This girl came into our backyard. She was trying to poke the koi fish in the pond. Hey dear, you can't come into other people's yards like this. And please don't poke the fish. You'll scare them. I tried to be as nice as possible, but then...
Shut up!
What? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She was so rude. I just stood there not knowing what to say. Then Tayashi said to her,
Mom's right, you'll scare them. Huh? Come on, be nice to them. Please?
oh, he was such a sweet boy. I was so proud of him. But then,
Shut up, jerk!
watch out! He nearly fell into the pond. I caught him just in time, but it took him a few seconds to realize what had just happened. A few seconds later, he started crying. Then the girl ran off somewhere. I told her to wait, but it was no use. Tayashi seemed better after that, but I could tell he was still a bit shook up. Then, when Grandpa returned home from his farm, I told him what happened. Then,
She made Taishi cry? That's it! Be right back!
huh? Grandpa, what are you doing? I grabbed Tayashi and chased after him. He ran down the street and headed to his house a few blocks away. When I caught up to him, he was banging on the door.
Open up! Now!
Then this woman came out. It was that woman from the other day.
What do you want? You know what time it is? I'm gonna call the cops.
He told me the other day that he knew where the woman lived, but how did he know she was her daughter? Then,
Your daughter pushed my great-grandson! Apologize to him!
What? No, he pushed her.
I was actually planning to talk to you tomorrow, but you saved me the hassle.
Your daughter is lying!
What? How dare you? She never lied to me like that.
You hurt my daughter. You're gonna pay for this. I'm gonna sue you for damages.
What? She gave me this look. I didn't know what to do about her. Like mother, like daughter, I guess.
Before I moved here, I dated a lawyer, you know? We're still good friends. I'm gonna hire him and sue all of you. You too. How dare you talk to me like that? I'm gonna sue you for defamation.
I don't think that's possible. Clearly, she didn't know what she was talking about. I was mad at first, but I decided to drop it. She wasn't worth my time. But my grandpa? He was still pissed.
Is that it? Are you done?
Shut up, old man.
You want money? Fine. I'll pay you whatever you want.
Really?
But in that case, I'll have to sue you too for parking on private property. And I also know you stole my crops, so I'll sue you for that too. People saw you. I've got eyewitnesses. I'll get everyone to testify against you. And another thing,
Then he pointed to the flower near the entrance.
you stole those flowers from my farm. I grow them for my late wife. How dare you! You're gonna pay for this. I'm pressing full charges.
What? No, I found this on the side of the street.
You found skeleton flowers growing on the side of the street? Stop lying!
Grandma loved those flowers. They were really hard to grow. It's usually found in cold places like Hokkaido, but this place was nothing like Hokkaido. Grandpa worked really hard to grow these here. The woman was starting to stutter.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, and about the parking, I parked in the middle of nowhere. There's no way that's your property. Stop making things up.
Wait, you really don't know, do you?
No, what?
He owns most of the land in this area.
What?
Yeah, this entire area is his property. And by the way, that house you're living in, this is his property as well. She couldn't believe it. She just stood there looking like an idiot. Illegal parking, stealing crops and flowers. She was doing all this on private property.
So, if you want to go to trial, fine. I'll call my lawyer right away. He's one of the best in the business. I've known him all my life. I'm gonna make you pay for what you did. Mark my words.
You're bluffing. You can't trick me.
You think I'm bluffing? Fine. You just wait. You'll hear from him soon.
She didn't seem to believe him, but the next day Grandpa and his lawyer showed up at her doorstep. I was there too, and she was terrified. I almost felt bad for her.
I'm sorry, I lied about being friends with a lawyer. I'm sorry for everything. It'll never happen again, so please don't sue me. She begged them to forgive her. Grandpa and his lawyer looked at each other in silence. They didn't know what to say.
Fine, fine. I feel bad for you. Just make sure it doesn't happen again. Got it? You're a mother. Act like one. Got it?
Yes, sir.
If you cross me or my family again, I'll make sure you get kicked out of the country. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, I'm sorry. A few months later, she moved out of town. Looks like my grandpa scared her off for good,
Well, I'm just glad she's gone.
he said with a smile. Grandpa, he's really nice, but if you get on his bad side, you're gonna regret it. And so, peace returned to our little village, thank goodness. Not sure what that woman's doing now, but I don't really care. I was just glad I didn't have to worry about her anymore. Things went back to normal after that. It was a rough couple of months, but glad everything worked out.
I'm Noriyuki Shirai. I'm 28. I work at this office supply rental company. The other day, this new guy joined our company. It was almost the end of the year, and we usually didn't get new employees during this season. So it came as a surprise to us.
I'm Koichi Nezu. It's nice to meet you all.
He seemed like the quiet type. I got a feeling that he wasn't that good at his job, but it didn't take long for me to realize that I was wrong. A few days later, he struck a deal with one of the biggest companies in our area. How did you do that? The CEO there is really stingy. We actually tried to get their business once, but we couldn't even get a meeting.
Oh, is that so? Well, their business was doing quite well, and I showed them some of our new products. And I guess I just got lucky.
Still, it's pretty impressive. He was also really good with numbers, and he was great with the customers. This one time, a customer called to file a complaint about one of our products, but he ended up befriending him. We were all amazed. He was really good at his job. But he wasn't good at everything. You okay?
Here you go.
Thank you. I accidentally put sugar in my tea. I thought I was drinking coffee.
What? Then, Mr. Nezu, your hair!
Huh? Oh, right. I forgot to comb it.
Did you sleep in this morning?
Yeah, I was talking with my friend last night, and I went to bed really late. We were talking about his koi fish.
Koi fish?
Yeah, he's got a bunch of them in his pond.
Wow, your friend must be really rich. Wow, who's his friend? He must know all kinds of people. Then, a few months later, this new woman joined our department. She was the new assistant manager.
I'm Yoshiko Ando. Nice to meet you all.
My colleague told me she was related to the founder of the company, and apparently, she was a very skilled sales rep. According to the rumors, she was one of the best sales reps in the company. And the rumors were right. She was brilliant. She was good at everything. She was a go-getter. She was eager to get new clients and grow the business. Then, a week later, she struck a deal with a major corporation. Wow, this is nuts. They're gonna take this department to a whole new level. I really looked up to there. But then, about 2 weeks in, she started being a jerk to everyone. She started looking down on the other employees. She was especially hard on Miss Kitano, one of the girls that worked in the back office.
I can't read this report. It's too messy and disorganized. Who wrote this? I did? Miss Kitano, you've been slacking. Do you really think this is acceptable? I'm sorry. You've got to take this more seriously. We're all working as a team here, you understand? Yes, ma'am.
The manager told her to go easy on her, but she said that she was doing this for her own good. Then the next day, when I returned to the office after a meeting, what the? Not again.
When I was your age, people got fired for going home at 5 p.m. What's wrong with young people these days? I'm sorry. If you want to go home at 5, then do a better job. You understand what I'm saying to you, huh? If you can't do that, then what's the point of you being here?
Maybe I should say something. I felt really bad for Miss Kitano. Why was she so hard on her? But then, as I tried to say something,
Oh, come on now. Working overtime isn't always a good thing. Getting some rest and preparing for the next day is important too.
Mr. Nezu, I've been meaning to ask. Do you really want to be here? You just don't seem that motivated.
Oh, I don't know what to tell you.
What do you do around here anyways? People like you bring down the morale at work.
what is she talking about? Mr. Nezu is one of the best sales reps in our department! And I think the others felt the same way. Mr. Nezu is actually one of the best sales reps here.
What? That can't be. What the... I see. Well, doesn't matter. I still have a problem with your attitude. Fix it. What are you all staring at? Get back to work.
Then she ran back to her desk. Take that! Hopefully she'll stop bothering us now. But I was naive to think that. The next day, she started going after Mr. Nezu.
So you think you're pretty good at this job, huh? Then go to Starco and try to strike a deal with them.
Starco? But they're not even in our area. I don't want to take business from the other branches.
You're just making excuses. You don't think you can do it, can you?
I'm just saying, it would be wrong of me to go after Starco without getting permission from the other branch first.
Whatever. All you ever do is make excuses. Fine, forget you.
Sorry I couldn't be of help.
She seemed really frustrated. So she started taking it out on Miss Kitano. She was getting out of control. Mrs. Ando was getting out of control. Maybe we should talk to someone in HR or something.
Yeah, you may be right. I can handle her, but Miss Kitano? I think she's really upset.
I know. I'll tell her to get her on tape. Then we can use that against her when we go talk to HR.
Ah, I see. Good idea. Good luck.
Thanks. So I called up Miss Kitano during break. This is a voice recorder. I want you to get her on tape.
I'm pretty clumsy, though. I don't think I can pull it off.
No worries. All you gotta do is hit this button and put it in your pocket. Easy, right?
Okay, I'll give it a try. Thank you.
Whenever she was close to me, I recorded her using my phone. We needed all the evidence we could get. A few months later, it was time for the annual company retreat. Most of us weren't looking forward to it, but Mrs. Ando seemed really excited about this.
The company retreat is a great way to strengthen our bonds. Attendance is mandatory. Everyone has to come, no questions asked.
She basically forced everyone to come. On our way to our destination, Mrs. Ando didn't cause any trouble. She was in a good mood the entire time, which came as a surprise to us. During dinner, we didn't want to talk to Mrs. Ando, so we sat near Mr. Nezu. We were all having a great time. But then...
Hey, come here, pour me a drink. Now, hurry up.
Oh boy, this is bad. She started going after the young employees.
I said drink. Come on, chug it.
Oh, why is she like this? I wish she'd stop. Then she came over to our table and sat next to Mr. Nezu. This can't be good.
Nezu, this is all your fault. Our branch always comes in second or third place, and it's all your fault.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying my best.
That's not good enough. You're too easy on the young people. You can't be all nice to them.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize that.
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. You've got to step it up.
A few hours later, she finally passed out. What a night.
Yeah, come on. Let's get some sleep.
The next morning, we got in the bus to head back home. Where's Mr. Nezu?
He went home early. He said he was sick or something.
Oh, really? So the bus left without Mr. Nezu. But then, a few minutes later, Miss Kitano was starting to feel sick. You okay? Did you get motion sickness?
Oh, I'm okay.
A few hours later, we got to the station, and we all went our separate ways. But Miss Kitano, she still looked sick. She could barely walk straight. Something was wrong. I got worried. So I decided to follow her. Where's she going? What's she doing? Wait, is she? No! Miss Kitano, stop! You got too much to live for!
Huh? Mr. Shirai?
I know Mrs. Ando's a jerk, but you can't do this to yourself! I won't let you!
Oh, I wasn't trying to kill myself if that's what you're thinking. Sorry to worry you like that.
Oh, really? Sorry.
I was waiting for the train to leave. Mrs. Ando is still on it, so I was trying to make a call.
A call? To who?
Mr. Nezu?
I couldn't believe what she told me next. According to Miss Kitano, Mr. Nezu was still at the hotel. The night before, Mrs. Ando forced her to tell Mr. Nezu that the departure time for the bus had been delayed by an hour. Needless to say, this was a lie. She tried to say no, but Mrs. Ando threatened to fire her. She had no choice.
The thing is, my mom is sick right now, so I couldn't lose my job. And she hates me enough already, so I didn't want to go make things worse.
I see.
I wanted to call Mr. Nezu and apologize.
Yeah, come on. I'll talk to him with you. The train was long gone, so we called up Mr. Nezu.
Ah, I see. I was taking a walk in the morning, and when I got back to the hotel, I saw the bus leaving. So I was a bit confused, but makes sense.
Mr. Nezu called the manager to see what was going on, but for some reason, Mrs. Ando picked up the phone. She said the manager was in the bathroom.
You overslept. What's wrong with you? Well, too bad. I guess you'll have to walk home. Good luck.
Then she hung up the phone on him. She did all this on purpose. What an asshole!
Oh, I'm truly sorry. I wanted to say no, but I couldn't. Still, it was wrong of me to lie to you. I'm really sorry.
No worries. It's okay, really. I think I'm gonna jump in the hot spring one more time before I leave. I'm still here, so might as well enjoy it, right?
He didn't seem to mind that much. I guess that's a good thing, but still. But then, the next day at the office. What the? The air was tense. Something was up. I looked around and it was Mrs. Ando and Mr. Nezu. They were staring each other down. Mr. Nezu, he looks pissed. He looked really scary. I'd never seen him like this before. Everyone just stood there, not knowing what to do.
What do you want?
You got me good yesterday. You forced Miss Kitano to lie to me. Why would you do that, though?
What are you talking about?
Wait, what? I thought he went home early because he was sick. That's not true! I had to speak up. I told the manager everything.
What are you talking about? That's not true. I never said that. You've got any proof of this, huh?
She's gonna play dumb? Seriously? Then, Mr. Nezu looked over at us. I knew exactly what to do. Proof? Oh yeah, I got it right here. It's all in here. We got you on tape.
Yeah, it's all there. When you threatened me, I was recording you.
What?
And I wrote everything down. All the horrible things you said to me, it's all here, look.
By the way, I already reported all of this to the higher-ups. So it's over.
Huh? What do you mean?
Mrs. Ando, I know everything. You caused a lot of trouble at the last department you worked at. You almost got fired, but the managing director was nice enough to give you another chance. But I guess you blew it. That's strike 3 for you.
How do you know that?
We couldn't believe what we were hearing. Turns out, Mr. Nezu got transferred here to keep an eye on Mrs. Ando.
The managing director told me to keep a close eye on you.
I see. So that's why you joined us at the end of the year.
You're related to the founder of this company, and you're a good sales rep. So they decided to give you one last chance. But they sent me just in case. I guess they were worried about you.
No, this can't be happening.
And I think they were right to be worried.
Uh,
The managing director made it pretty clear that this was your last chance. This was your last chance to clean up your act. But I guess you blew it. You're finished.
Well then, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, okay? Look, I was just trying to show the younger people how it's done. Young people these days, they're always slacking off, so I was only trying to help the company.
The rest is up to the higher-ups. This isn't my call, so save your breath. And why are you apologizing to me? If you're going to apologize, apologize to Miss Kitano and all the other employees you mistreated. Go on.
I'm sorry.
She collapsed to the floor. Man, Mr. Nezu's really scary when he gets mad. I had no idea. A few days later, Ando got fired. Thank goodness. After that, Miss Kitano sued her for defamation. Then the other employees joined her, and they all got together and filed a class action lawsuit against her. They had more than enough evidence against her, so the courts ruled in their favor. Ando ended up paying them millions in damages. After the trial, her family disowned her. They said she was an embarrassment to the family. She lost everything. Her job, her money, and her family. She was screwed. Oh well, who cares? A few months later, Mr. Nezu had to go back.
Thank you, everyone.
We're going to miss you.
Yeah, I really enjoyed working with you. You've taught us so much.
Don't worry, guys. You'll be fine. Trust me, okay? I believe in you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hopefully, I'll be able to work with him again someday. Until then, I better step it up and work even harder. Alright then, time to get back to work.